Hello, क्या हाल है सबके? Welcome to today's podcast. Thank you very much to everybody for joining us. यार पिछली बार ना लेट के बड़े अच्छे कमेंट आए थे. इस बार उतने अच्छे नहीं आ रहे हैं. But कोई बात नहीं. Try again next time.
Yes. Very unimpressive.
It's very unimpressive. This is a very worrying trend. Democracy खतरे में आ गई है भारत की.
This is how we start our podcast, by shitting on our own live viewers.
Yeah. The New York Times needs to write an article about the lack of creativity and the fall of democracy in India, obviously. So we need to. उसके बारे में तो हम डिटेल में फ्यूचर में एपिसोड बनाएंगे कि किस तरह से हमारे लाइव चैट की क्रिएटिविटी खत्म हो गई है. But today there's a lot to talk about. Obviously, I want to start with this because it was funny when we were talking offline about क्या बात करनी है podcast पे. Abhijit said we want to talk about this topic. So I want to start with Abhijit on this as well. So
can I say for the record, we should be ashamed of ourselves.
Yeah, true. That's also true. But at the same time, what is he? He's like a full-time YouTuber now, I'm guessing. So full-time YouTuber.
Nobody knows what he is.
Yeah, nobody knows what he is, but let's call him Jack of all trades. KRK, he has a very popular movie review channel on YouTube. He was arrested I think upon landing in Mumbai, he got arrested. Let me see, I have the news right here. Yeah, so he got arrested apparently for making a couple of tweets back in 2020. So 2020 के tweets share करने, this is from Op India. 2020 के controversial tweets उसने जो ऋषि कपूर के बारे में डाले थे, he got arrested. He will be presented before Borivali court today, according to Mumbai police.
He's been remanded to 14 days judicial custody, boss.
अच्छा, he's been remanded to 14 days judicial custody. क्या बात है? So
ये सब किया गया है by the film lobby. Now this shows you how useless the BJP itself is.
Yes.
इतना करप्ट बीजेपी है, इतना करप्ट लोग ना खाऊंगा ना खाने दूंगा types are completely in league with Bollywood, and they're trying to prevent a bloodbath for this next movie that's coming out. What is it called?
Brahmastra.
हाँ, ब्रह्मास्त्र.
Already बुरा हाल हो रखा है. Already बुरा हाल हो रखा है फिल्म का.
कौन सा कमालगार खान बीजेपी को प्यार करता है जो बीजेपी जाके उसको आउट ऑफ द वे जाके ये करे? हाँ, पर कमाल खान ने बीजेपी के लिए क्या किया है?
अरेस्ट क्यों किया है? मैं वो देख रहा हूँ.
He's caused enough damage to Bollywoodias, and everybody knows that if you are in Bombay, you are half foot in. If your politics, crime, Bollywoodias are all one circuit. Police, it's all one circuit in Bombay.
मुझे अयंगर सीक्रेट सोसाइटी ने भेजा था तुझे रिझा के राइट विंग के सारे सीक्रेट सुगलवाने. I ended up falling in love with भगवान.
See, technically, if you look at it, Iyengarism is very similar to Islam. They believe in the one God.
ना कर, तेरे को जेल में डाल देंगे.
अरे अभी तो जेल ही में जाना चाहता है लगता है मेरे को दोबारा. This is a lot of people online are saying that this has happened because of, इनकी फिल्म आने वाली है, and some people that are very connected to the politics in Maharashtra, some people from Bollywood, they have, उन्होंने काफी पापड़ बेल के KRK को अरेस्ट करवाया है. How much stock do you put in that assertion? Do you believe that's the case?
I do.
Abhijit, you do?
I do, because anybody who knows Bombay knows that there is a nexus with crime, politics, film, cinema, police. Okay, you really can't do anything out there unless you're in that circuit. So everything is connected. If movies start taking a hit, everybody takes a hit out there.
That's
If the
true.
film gets down, you can't launder the criminals can't launder money. Police apna hafta kahan se lega, and we all know. So the strange thing about Bombay police is they are the highest rated police in India. Do you know that? Because
Really?
they're in arrangement with criminals कि ये सॉल्व होगा, ये सॉल्व नहीं होगा, ये स्केपगोट होगा, ये स्केपगोट नहीं होगा. ठीक है. और जब तक तुम मनी लॉन्डर नहीं करोगे तो पॉलिटिशियंस, एंड इट डजंट मैटर व्हाट यू आर, शिवसेना, बीजेपी, एनसीपी, व्हाटएवर, उधर तो सब सेम बोट पे हैं. ठीक है ना. सो this is how it is. This was something we came across with terrorism. With terror itself, that entire lobby, that Dawood Ibrahim lobby, every bloody film actor and politician used to be at his mujras, no?
Cricket. You forgot to
cricket,
add the cricket
everything,
angle in.
everything. You cannot separate these things. ये politics करके मत देखो. जब पैसा आता है, even the most kattarpanthi Hindu who opposes cow slaughter will happily take UAE ka paisa and Saudi Arabia ka paisa that has beef tallow on it.
Yeah.
You are looking like Chila Sisodia today.
Chila Sisodia. Basically handsome बोल रहा है. Handsome बोल रहा है.
Yeah.
Sisodia is handsome, no?
Sisodia is not handsome. But anyway, तो ये होता है. Number 1. Number 2. Number 2 is the fact out here that why the hell is the state so interested in some Shiv Sainik who got offended because some comments were made about Irfan Khan and Rishi Kapoor.
2 years ago.
Rishi Kapoor, तो Rishi Kapoor के fan club और Irfan Khan के fan club are now going to be the determinants of arrest.
Yeah.
ये क्या चूतियों का सरकार बना के रखा है क्या मुंबई में?
Yes.
हैं?
That's the big problem.
See, the problem is
कैसे decide हो रहा है कि किसको arrest करना है और किस basis पर arrest करना है?
If you want to outrage, I could care less about Kamal R. Khan. I find his clips entertaining once in a while, but he's a crazy person. He recently was mocking depression now, as if depression is something not real according to Kamal R. Khan.
Virat Kohli ke case mein na, he was saying something.
It's ridiculous. Half of his comments are ridiculous, but you should not be jailed for being ridiculous.
Yeah.
Were those tweets that he said on Rishi Kapoor particularly were insensitive?
Very insensitive.
They were absolutely insensitive.
Yeah.
But since when did being insensitive to somebody... Look,
भैया 90% of Twitter is being insensitive.
No, not only that.
लोगों को जेल में डाला?
Politicians die consistently in India. Yeah. Every major politician that has passed away in the last 10 years on social media, has anybody seen comments of average people saying अच्छा हुआ मर गई, अच्छा हुआ मर गया, depending on your political allegiances? And this is normal human behavior. Kamal R. Khan was basically being his normal ghatiya self. But unfortunately, if you stand for free speech, or fortunately, if you stand for speech, this is your moment. You should stand for Kamal Khan. You should stand for his right for being an obnoxious little muppet that he is. Yeah. And he deserves a right to have a say. And this country mein, sir tan se juda does not get you jail necessarily. But this country gets you a jail for an obnoxious tweet written by a wannabe has-been actor who is now a film critic on YouTube. This is what this country is.
Yep.
But let's also be clear, Kamal R. Khan does serious damage to movies. Okay. And his reviews are pretty damn honest also.
Funny as hell.
Okay. They're funny as hell.
That's the part that's entertaining. His movie reviews are the parts that's really entertaining. Everything else is basically obnoxious.
And I have not had anything to criticize about his movie reviews. When I read them, and I read all these so-called mainstream film critics.
Oh my God, Film Companion. Holy shit.
No, not just Film Companion. Why are we talking about
Have you read Film Companion reviews?
No, I avoid most of them.
Makes you want to castrate yourself.
ये क्या वो विदु विनोद चोपड़ा की बीबी का?
हाँ, ये वही वाला है.
हाँ. So they of course run a complete conflict of interest because she was promoting her husband's movie and she was trying to shit on Vivek Agnihotri.
Yes.
You remember?
Yep.
And even that her husband's useless movie wasn't even honest to Rahul Pandita's book.
Yep.
All right, it completely whitewashed Rahul Pandita's book.
Yeah.
Okay, but wo chodo. You tell me which bloody film critic isn't on the take.
Mm.
Here, you can find he's being nasty and vicious. But at least you know he's not on the take, no?
Yeah.
वो अपना पैसा कमाता है कैसे? He's got what, 3.5 million followers or something like that?
Something like that. Yeah, pretty big following.
He does more damage to movies than any bloody hashtag boycott trend on Twitter. Let's be clear about it. क्योंकि जो ये पिक्चर जाके देखते हैं और जो बॉयकॉट करते हैं वो जाके ट्विटर पे नहीं बैठते, वो यूट्यूब पे ये छिचोरी वीडियोस देखते रहते हैं एंड हिज वीडियोस आर एज छिचोरी एज दे कम
Yeah.
ठीक है, एंड दे आर basically this is organized crime using the Indian state, which in Bombay the state is organized crime. And it doesn't matter who it is, Shiv Sena, NCP, BJP, they are all part of organized crime.
Yeah, it is a shame because you're right about the movie. जो movie review वाली बात की है ना, movie review industry वाली, that's a very pertinent point because that's a issue we're seeing in Hollywood as well. Like if you look at some of the recent movies that have come out, if you look at the discrepancies between the Rotten Tomato critic score that these movies have received and the Rotten Tomatoes audience score that these films have received, it's day and night. So who's right? Are the 200 critics that are reviewing this film and giving it 98%, are they correct? Or is the audience that watched this film, 10,000 people that watched this film, hated it, gave it 20%, who's correct? That's what we're seeing in Bollywood as well. You have Bollywood churning out these films where they can basically just pat each other on the back. उस तरह की फिल्में बना रहे हैं. And then the critics also pat the Bollywood filmmakers on the back saying, wow, कितनी अच्छी film बनाई है. But these same films are getting like 20% Rotten Tomatoes rating. कुछ तो गड़बड़ है ना यार. There seems some disconnect between the critics and the viewers.
I know a lot of lifestyle editors and all of that. Okay, the entire industry is rigged. They will never say that in public. In private, they all admit it is rigged.
Yeah.
Okay, everybody knows you cannot give a Salman Khan film a bad rating, even though it is the worst.
Yeah.
You have to say good things about a Shah Rukh Khan movie.
Yeah.
Otherwise, he won't attend your launch festival or whatever which you need. क्योंकि वो जो festival stock fests होते हैं, वही लोग हर जगह जाते रहते हैं ना.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, the right wing is also getting like this. Right wing हर talk festival में वही लोग जाएंगे. Left wing talk festival में हर लोग वही लोग जाएंगे.
Yeah.
ठीक है. So to get rid of the dreariness, you have to have this masala tamasha come up, which is one of these film actors. They won't come if you keep giving them nasty reviews, no?
Yeah.
So you have to write nice things about it. अब ये देखो ये क्या?
This is the perfect example of this.
ये
Knock down the house.
क्या है?
Yeah, this is Knock Down the House. This is an AOC documentary. Look at the critics rating. Critics rating is 99%. 5,000 plus people rated and the audience score is 11%. Kuch to difference hai na? It seems there's this little bit of a disconnect between the audience and the critics. So that's the point that I was trying to make.
So इसमें क्या है कि there is basically, it is a corrupt industry through and through. The oversight of the industry is corrupt. Tell me something. How is it that loans are still being given to movies? You when you have absolutely no way of rating if something is going to be a success or not.
Yeah.
How are they getting bank loans? You tell me this.
Yeah.
It can only be happening if there's the highest, if every regulatory mean is thrown out of the window. On what basis does a filmmaker risk assessment? You understand? And this is what happens. If the reviewer gives a bad review, the bank, if you get 5-6 bad reviews, then the banks will say, "Arey, iska bad review aaya hai." They base it on an actor.
Yeah.
Nothing beyond that. It can be an absolutely awful story and you will still get a loan. It will flop and there'll be... Have you seen anybody being sacked from banks for giving a loan to a flop movie?
Yeah.
नहीं होता है. क्यों नहीं होता है? And mind you, no politician wants to talk about it.
Yeah.
बहुत लेक्चर आते हैं, ना खाऊंगा ना खाने दूंगा, पर इन्हीं के साथ ग्रुप फोटो नंबर 10 क्या
Exactly.
नंबर 7 लोकनायक मार्ग में होता है,
Exactly.
which is
Same
which is
same
the
exact thing.
which is either the second most corrupt or the most corrupt industry after construction in India.
If you
Now,
जो बीजेपी वाले हैं, yeah.
Seven Loknayak Mar, have you ever seen him take photos with construction magnates?
No.
हाँ, Uppals के साथ या Ansals के साथ या Jaju Builders, I'm only talking about the ones I know in Delhi, DLF के साथ कभी फोटो लिया है? नहीं. But the most bloody corrupt industry in India, or the second most, I don't know which one is more, because you know there are different avenues of money laundering and pilfering and this thing and political funding.
Yeah.
उसके साथ फोटो, no
फोटो पे
problem.
फोटो, अरे भाई,
फोटो पे फोटो.
एंड नॉट जस्ट दैट, जिनसे सबसे ज्यादा गाली खाते हैं ना, उनसे सबसे ज्यादा फोटो खिंचवाते हैं उनके साथ. Like look at this
वो तो
prime
छोड़ो.
example.
See,
Prime example of this.
That is a inferiority complex. We
Yeah.
can't drag an inferiority complex in with this thing.
I can't think of too many other outlets.
नहीं, ये
that
कौन है?
ये she the people, ये Rajiv Chandrasekhar is a minister, Union Minister for State for Entrepreneurship, Skill Development, and Electronics and
No, but
Technology.
who is this with?
This lady is Shaili Chopra, who is the founder of She the People. It is one of those platforms that abuses the BJP the most. सबसे ज्यादा बीजेपी को गाली शी द पीपल से ही मिलती है, और लेकिन फोटो भी शी द पीपल से ही के साथ ही खिंचवाएंगे, किताब भी शी द पीपल की ही प्रमोट करेंगे. ये तो कॉम्प्लेक्स है.
सुनो, this is a different matter. Let's not confuse this.
Is it a different matter though?
It is a completely different matter.
Yes,
Here
sir.
you
Sham,
don't.
he's a minister. He's a minister.
Correct.
So?
We are
He
talking
has
about
to meet
institutional checks
people.
and balances.
He has to meet people. Ministers have
Does
to
he
meet
have
people.
to meet? Does he though? Does he have to meet
No,
this person?
yeah, you do. Unfortunately, critic or not, you do. Is
You.
Shaili Chopra involved in any corruption?
Yeah, but the point
Is
that I'm
Shaili
making
Chopra,
is,
see, the point here is one of illegality and corruption. Okay, a minister, a government, by definition, has to meet people who disagree with them, who gali give them. That is a different matter.
okay.
Is Shaili Chopra accused of corruption? Is Shaili Chopra running anything where banks are giving loans without any due verification process, where Shaili Chopra's book going flop will not be held to account? No. We're talking about something, we're talking about a criminal nexus out here. A criminal, political, money laundering, terrorism nexus. Totally different ball game.
Yeah. Yeah, but I still think it does speak more about the inferiority complex.
Sham,
because,
let me play the devil's advocate here. The prime minister has to take photos with all kinds of people too. The prime minister has been consistently been, taking photos with Virat Kohli, other cricket players, other sports persons too. Similarly, the famous selfie of all those Uri ke time pe people who had come and gone and met the prime minister. Boss, ye clear hai. But let me tell you, you should judge the government and what it's doing or what look, Bollywood had its way for a long time. Never in its life has Bollywood ever faced such a serious pushback, rightfully so, than in the last 10 years. Now, what has led to this downfall of Bollywood, honestly, is a very debatable subject. It's a data-driven subject. We don't know what is causing the fall of Bollywood, because let me tell you, even movies from the South are not doing that well. ये हम लोग RRR की बात करते जा रहे हैं, मगर वो सिर्फ वो नहीं है. एक बड़ा इंटरेस्टिंग सा है ना शाम, एक थ्रेड मैंने देखा था. मैं तेरे को है ना, अगर इफ यू कैन शाम, मुझे नहीं मालूम ये थ्रेड कितना सही है, कितना गलत है, कितना उचित है, कितना अनुचित है, क्योंकि मैंने नंबर स्टडी नहीं किए हैं, मगर इट वाज इंटरेस्टिंग. मैं तेरे को कॉपी करके है ना ये अपने डीएम ग्रुप में डाल रहा हूँ अपन तीनों के. तू जरा ये थ्रेड शेयर कर. इट इज एन इंटरेस्टिंग पर्सपेक्टिव. मैं क्या कह रहा हूँ, आई एम नॉट सेइंग देयर इज जीरो इन्वॉल्वमेंट in X or Y or Z, but what I'm finding interesting is that the film industry overall is going through a slump, and when the industry is going through a slump, And it's not just the Hindi film industry, bhai. It is,
नहीं, there are multiple factors for it ना, कोई
there
एक
are
factor नहीं है.
other film industry. Take check kar. So
हाँ.
what this thread says, Sham, is total Hindi box office collections in 2022 is 2,000 crores across 43 movies, averaging 48 crores. 2019 total up to August was 4,000 crores across 40 movies, averaging 100 crores. Spending on movies is less than 50%, while film supply is the same. What this person is saying is that people haven't boycotted Bollywood; they simply aren't going to movies anymore. I think Bollywood should be really worried of their competition from OTT and YouTube. That's not what this person is saying. I am saying that. And
Well,
अगर
see,
तेरे को याद हो, मैं तेरे
there's
को ये हम
multiple
लोग की
things.
ऑफलाइन चैट में बोल चुका हूँ.
There's multiple things. सबसे पहला तो जो OTT platforms हैं, they've become so much more accessible in the last 3 or 4 years than they ever were. India में especially. कि especially over the pandemic, lots of people in America and in India, all over the world, they're choosing to watch movies on OTT rather than go to the movie theater.
मगर उसका
Lots
थर्ड
of
ट्वीट और इंटरेस्टिंग है. थर्ड ट्वीट
हाँ.
देख. थर्ड ट्वीट में कहता है इट्स जस्ट नॉट लिमिटेड टू हिंदी मूवीज. Telugu and Tamil office collections are equally hit. 67 Telugu films were released, garnering a total of 1,421 crores on an average of 21 crores. 50 Tamil films were released with a total of 961 crores on an average of 19 crores. Average was 2x in 2019. तो वहां पे भी यही हो रहा है. It's COVID pandemic has also hit. कोविड पैंडेमिक हैज आल्सो हिट पीपल. लोगों को घर बैठ के कंटेंट देखने की आदत लग गई लॉकडाउन की वजह से. लोग अभी सिनेमा नहीं जा रहे हैं. ये भी हो रहा है.
The other thing also, see, there is, I also believe that there is other thing के there is a reason कि क्यों. ठीक है, तेलुगु फिल्में let's say उतनी अच्छी भी परफॉर्म नहीं कर रही हैं, तेलुगु and Tamil films as well. But I also think there is a reason कि why the top grossing films are Telugu or other language films and not a Hindi language film. There's a reason for that as well.
Yes, 100%. You are right there.
हाँ, कि they are trying very hard, or they've done a very good job at appealing to the mass Hindi speaking market. Whereas Bollywood is like कि नहीं, हम इंटेलेक्चुअल फिल्में बनाना चाहते हैं, नहीं देखनी है मत देखो, हम तुमको ही गाली दे देंगे, बोलेंगे बॉयकॉट करना है, जो करना है वो करो. You don't see Telugu actors coming out and saying कि मत देखो मेरी फिल्म, गांड मराओ. They're not saying that. They're saying please देखो.
This Anaconda fellow, Vijay Anaconda, he said don't watch it.
अरे तो हुआ क्या उसकी फिल्म का, देखा नहीं?
एनाकोंडा क्या होता है?
एनाकोंडा.
अरे पता नहीं,
ऐसा ही कुछ नाम है उसका, मैं भी भूल गया यार. उसका कुछ
विजय एनाकोंडा. विजय एनाकोंडा. अरे देवरकोंडा एनाकोंडा सेम थिंग बे. एनाकोंडा. So actually, if you notice that first movie, Anaconda, it was a very good movie with Jennifer Lopez.
The 98 film, yes.
Yeah. That was
the
a fantastic
Anaconda
movie.
2 is also underrated. I would recommend it.
No, I don't like Anaconda 2. Anaconda 1 was very good. Anaconda 2 थोड़ा हाँ.
Anaconda 1 अच्छी थी. Anaconda पिक्चर देखी है मैंने. वो जो बोट में जा रहे थे और suddenly
yeah, good film.
The second one was called The Blood something and it wasn't
Blood Orchid or something, right?
Yes,
Hunt for the Blood Orchid or something like
अच्छी नहीं थी शाम. पता नहीं तू कैसी पिक्चर देख रहा है.
I said it's underrated. I'm not saying it's that amazing. I'm just saying it's underrated.
No, it is perfectly rated. ठीक है.
अरे नहीं यार, they built the universe, they built the mythology well. They just didn't execute it properly.
इसमें क्या हुआ है? The same phenomenon that happened to the royals. If you go back and look at video, screens from the 20s, 30s, 1920s, 1930s, or even right up to the 60s and 70s, when royalty or a foreign president came, इतना भीड़ लगता था, लाखों करोड़ों लोग आ जाते थे देखने के लिए.
Yes.
Now what has happened is with 24/7 news channels, your exposure to them and Twitter especially, where you can actually have a conversation with somebody, or Barack Obama might pick up on your tweet and retweet you or whatever.
Yeah.
They're like, ये क्या है? ये तो रोज का ये मेरी पड़ोसन आंटी की तरह है. मैं काय का ये करूं? So that entire that mystique of presidents and royalty has gone, which is why nobody rocks up. These days, the last time before COVID, some head of state had come and they literally had to keep calling you up and say, sir, please come, please come, please come. Audience nahi hai.
Yeah.
Okay, I was like, मैं क्यों आऊँ? जा फुटो, मेरे को स्पीच नहीं सुनना है. And 5 star का होटल का खाना मेरे को वैसे भी अच्छा नहीं लगता है, तो मैं जाता नहीं. ठीक है ना?
Yeah.
Because a dhaba food is any day better than a 5 star food, day after day, any day, especially with Indian food. ठीक है ना?
Yeah.
So this is number one. Number two, what has happened? So number one is the oversaturation. Number two is in movies. You remember what Netflix did to that chain Blockbuster, which used to
Blockbuster.
rent out DVDs and Blu-rays and all of that? Wiped it out overnight.
Yeah.
Wiped it out. And this is what technology does to people. So
Still have
now
my
what has happened is
still
with
have my
so
card.
much.
Yeah.
So with
Look at that.
what happens with technology is, first of all, you now have an exposure to foreign stuff which is way better than your own stuff.
Yeah.
People in India are watching Casa de Papel, so Money Heist, right? They're watching stuff like Fauda.
Better Call Saul.
I don't know what
Netflix.
that is, but
It's a great
okay.
show. It's a very
Okay.
highly rated in
I
India
don't
as
know.
well. Yeah.
Okay, okay, they're watching that. They're watching Peaky Blinders. Now you're watching all of this, and you're going, बेंचो इतना अच्छा मेरे को क्वालिटी मिल रहा है उधर, मैं
Yeah.
ये एकता कपूर की टट्टी क्यों देखूं? जो हर रोज डिफरेंट एंगल से बुआ या मौसी या
Yeah. 50
सासुमा
cuts on Bua. Yeah.
हाँ डिफरेंट एंगल से थप्पड़ मारती है. Have you guys
Yeah.
seen that African remake of Ekta Kapoor serial?
Yes, yes,
Yes,
yes.
I have.
That's the
Yes,
I
best.
think we played it. We played it.
That,
On,
we've played it. Yeah. On this show we
we've
played it.
We've played it on this show. So it is now become like a joke when you're so spoiled for choice. You can watch Peruvian serials, Mexican Narcos, Mexican serial, which first Colombia and then there was Narcos Mexico.
Narcos
So
Mexico. Yeah.
you're watching fantastic niche stuff like that.
Yeah.
And remember, even in America, even before this thing set in, there was this movement from movies towards serials. Serials were the new movies. People preferred watching serials because they feel character development, depth, everything is better. The cliffhangers every week is nice. And Fargo, yeah, I agree. Fargo is lovely.
Fargo's a good
Okay.
show.
It's an awesome show. You know, that wicked sense of humor is totally awesome. Or Resident Alien or things like that, right?
Yeah.
They're fantastic shows.
Resident Alien, yeah.
There's something for every person. I mean, if you're into romance, there's a fantastic romance series. Why will you are spoiled for choice? Okay,
Yeah.
so one is that you are no longer in awe of these people because their dirty laundry is now washed in public. Number two, you are close to these people because you can interact with them on Twitter, YouTube, whatever. Number three, you are spoiled for choice.
Yeah.
Why? And basically, listen, you tell me what a Bollywood movie, come se come Hollywood or Iran or whatever, every movie is kind of different.
Yeah.
Except say Hollywood action movies where America always wins at the end. Okay, and America is always doing the right thing. And
Army
wins at the end.
propaganda mainly, yeah.
Basically army propaganda. And like this Top Gun Maverick, I just couldn't sit through it. I'm like, ye kab khatam hoga? Ye kitna tatti hai?
Did you watch it in IMAX? IMAX mein dekhi?
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed Top Gun.
Where did you watch
was
it? Agar
so
ghar
much-
pe dekhi to you won't enjoy it as much.
I don't care. The point is, I don't want to spend money watching that kind of crap in an IMAX. See, if you tell me कि ये जाके देखो, Game of Thrones जाके IMAX में देखो, या Avatar जाके IMAX में देखो, या ये क्या था वो Lord of the Rings जाके IMAX में देखो. Lord of the Rings, I insisted on watching it in IMAX because, you know, cinematography and things were great.
Yeah.
Here, the problem in Top Gun is the mistakes start from scene one. But wo chodo, for me it is bad. For other people who like nostalgia
Sure.
movies, it's great. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. The thing is, you now have choice. You don't have to watch the same shit that everybody watches.
Yeah.
You are releasing movies one per month or something like that. Netflix, they're like 4 or 5 new movies every month, free of cost, coming to you, and 4 or 5 movies in every language. So you've got about 100 movies coming every month to you.
Yeah.
You don't even have the time to finish watching your Netflix watch list. Why are you going to go watch it out there?
Yeah. So I really think what they need to do is, because OTT पे इतने लोग शिफ्ट हो गए हैं. People do not want to leave their house and go to the movie theater to watch a film unless it really, really, really pulls them. ये बात जो बड़े डायरेक्टर्स हैं तेलुगु फिल्म इंडस्ट्री के, साउथ फिल्म इंडस्ट्री के, they understand it to an extent. That's why they are making extreme crowd pleasers. Like what RRR is. Yeah, I know we're talking about RRR.
Kashmir Files was not a crowd pleaser.
I know, but
it was a
Kashmir
crowd
Files
disturber.
was such a huge hook. You have to understand what a huge hook that film had.
But
Nobody
remember,
had made a film
why?
like this. No one had made a film like
Exactly.
this. Yeah,
So there is still a market for something that disrupts.
that's what
That
I'm
is
saying.
not telling you. But every Bollywood story में क्या होता है?
That's
Boy
my
meets
point.
girl, boy falls in love with girl, boy marries girl, or boy and girl die.
Boy and girl.
Every fucking Bollywood movie for the last 120 years
Yeah.
has been the same bloody story over and over again. The sets are different, the actors are different, the costumes are different, the shooting location is different.
Yeah.
तू मेरे को एक बॉलीवुड मूवी बता जिसमें हीरो हीरोइन को चोद नहीं रहा है
Oh my god.
और फिर शादी नहीं करता है.
Or if it's like a giant crowd pleaser, you know, it's like जो पूरी तरह से मसाला, you know, there used to be those ads in the 70s, 80s, 90s. इस फिल्म में ये है, इस फिल्म में ये है, इस फिल्म में ये है, सारे आइए देखिए, सब परिवार आकर देखिए. उस तरह की फिल्में बॉलीवुड बना नहीं रहा है. There's a great
पहले
So
धार्मिक
here's the
धार्मिक
thing.
भी बनती थी ना
Even
picture.
that has moved on. So you remember once upon a time in the West,
Hmm.
variety entertainment shows were very popular.
Hmm.
People used to go to theaters in Britain and Boston and New York to watch variety entertainment. There would be dancing, there would be comedy, there would be वो rope में क्या करते हैं, वो rope से circus में जो यहाँ से यहाँ बंदरों की तरह ये करते हैं, वो क्या कहते हैं?
Cirque du Soleil, yeah.
But what is it called? I mean, Cirque du Soleil, that thing is called something. No, it's not gymnastics. It's something else. It's called.
और मुझे क्या मालूम, हम थोड़ी ना
जो
करते
भी
हैं
है
बैठ
यार,
के.
हाँ.
ठीक है, we'll call it बंदर jumping. So
हाँ.
बंदर jumping and all of that. ठीक है.
Jumping, yeah.
Today, where is the market for that kind of thing? I remember about 15-20 years back when I'd come back for some holiday, there was some fellow called Kansai Yamamoto who came and did a show in Delhi. दिल्ली और बॉम्बे पता नहीं कहाँ, और सब बोल रहे थे कांसाई यामामोटो शो जाएंगे बिकॉज नोबडी वाज कमिंग हियर. जो वेस्टर्न पॉप सिंगर्स आते थे, दे यूज्ड टू कम आफ्टर बुड्ढे होके, आधे लोग उस बैंड में से ड्रग ओवरडोज करके मर गए हैं, उसके बाद वो हिंदुस्तान आते थे. हाँ, ट्रपीज आर्टिस्ट, करेक्ट. ट्रपीज करेक्ट. थैंक यू अभिब्रतो. सो आजकल वेयर डू यू गेट वैरायटी एंटरटेनमेंट शोज? Bollywood movies today, even that, they are variety entertainment shows. कुछ मम्मी पापा के लिए होना चाहिए, कुछ नाना नानी के लिए होना चाहिए, कुछ बेटा बेटी के लिए होना चाहिए. Today, people, nana nani can sit in their room and watch bhajan kirtan. Dada daddy can watch porn in some this thing because their sex lives have been destroyed. Beta beti can also watch porn because they're pubescent, or they can watch
सब biology को sign up करो जाके.
Cartoon channel or something like that. Yeah. Why would they want to go together and watch some crap, which doesn't satisfy them completely but has a little bit for everybody?
Yeah, again, and that's why I'm saying, like, if you even look at this year, go ahead, Kushal, you finish.
One point about content doing well is, has anybody seen Panchayat on Amazon?
Yeah.
See how simple it is. So simple yet so profound. It is so simple, based on real world issues in India. They take subtle jibes at every single problem we have in India. They take jibes at India. They take jibes, but it's so see, the point
but
is
it's not done in a condescending way.
Yeah, the Bollywood essence had become is, see, this is when you get cut off from your society. When you get cut off mentally from your society, it shows in your content. And it started coming off. I've always said this, Karan Johar ruined it for me. I have nothing personal against Karan Johar. I didn't know him, but I just saw the man. See, when you become elite, Bollywood is suffering from the same thing, Sham, that the Indian media was suffering or is suffering from. Yeah, you basically become, see, the media or Bollywood was the voice of the people. From the voice of the people, it becomes the voice of the classes, because the industry takes off, you become rich, and you lose your groundedness, and it leads to this nonsense, which is I don't know. I don't even know. Like RRR मैंने नहीं देखी है, so I will not comment on it. But everybody seems to love the picture, यार.
Yeah.
Everybody
I
that I don't know. तू तो है ही अजीब.
I could
Yeah,
sit
I
past
know
the
you
first
don't like it because it's not meant for you. Honestly,
True.
it's meant
So
for
this
a
is
it's
so
meant for a
I
mass
agree.
market. जो बिहार में बैठा हुआ भोजपुरी फिल्म जाके देखता है ना, उसको पसंद आएगी. जो साउथ में रजनीकांत की फिल्म देखता है, उसको पसंद आएगी. जो कर्नाटका में यश की फिल्म देखता है, उसको पसंद आएगी. This movie is made for
maybe Sham, but it may
हाँ.
be made for a completely different market. That is what I'm trying to say. So, for example,
Yeah.
I really enjoyed Padmavat. Okay, I really enjoyed it. I didn't want to go for it. My Korean friend said, I want to watch a Bollywood movie. And he saw this and he's like, yes, because Koreans love historical.
Yeah, my
they
wife
produce
likes Padmavat a lot as well.
So she's not Korean, Sham. But
Yeah, but she's not Indian, so that's what I'm saying.
True. So this guy took me along and I had to translate it for him because we went to Chanakya Theatre and there was no subtitles. So I had to translate. He's like, shh, keep quiet. I understand because, it didn't need to be spoken. And it was quite thrilling and it was great fun. Now, I remember Ashoka was like that. Ashoka was great fun. Do you remember Ashoka, the movie? I think it flopped. Shah Rukh Khan
Oh
playing
man,
Ashoka.
Ashoka was horrible. It's a terrible
I liked
movie.
it. I liked it. I like historical movies. But see, here's the thing.
But
There is a
barely
market.
a historical movie.
There is a market for these kind of historio-fantasy movies.
Yes. Now more than ever.
What I may not like, 100 million other people might like, and they'll go watch it.
Yeah.
So of these shows that are flopping, these movies that are flopping, तुम कैसे चमन चूतिए होगे और कैसे चमन चूतिए के बेटे होगे कि विद अ मार्केट ऑफ 1.4 बिलियन पीपल तू साले एक भी टिकट बेचने के लिए ये कर रहे हैं.
Yeah, that's actually such a good point Abhijit has made, that you can make money in India. There people picture देखने के लिए तो पैसा खर्चा कर लेते हैं. That's actually a very good point, that you mess up in such a big market.
If you provide them with some value, वो आएंगे देखने. ऐसी बात नहीं है.
For example,
that's the point.
वो तड़पती छन्नू है ना.
अभी ठीक है ना?
नहीं ठीक नहीं है.
अभी क्या हुआ?
तेरी लाइट दिख रही है.
मेरी लाइट तो हमेशा ही दिखती है यार, ये पीछे वाली जो है.
नहीं, ये वाली देख, राइट वाली. तेरे लेफ्ट साइड में. तेरे लेफ्ट साइड में देख. अरे
वो लाइट नहीं है, ये पीछे बैकग्राउंड है. देखो पीछे वाला बैकग्राउंड है अपना.
अबे
पीछे वाला बैकग्राउंड है अपना.
अच्छा ओ यस,
पीछे वाला बैकग्राउंड है अपना.
अच्छा मैं बोला ये क्या हो गया.
अच्छा सुन.
हाँ बोल.
तो ये जो एक्ट्रेस है तड़पती छन्नू, उसका एक फिल्म आया था क्या, थप्पड़. ठीक है ना. अब now if any one of you live in Delhi in any Punjabi dominated area, you will see कि रास्ते में या तो अंकल आंटी को थप्पड़ मार रहा है और more often than not आंटी अंकल को थप्पड़ मार रही है. ठीक है, इधर तो थप्पड़ मारना कोई ये ही नहीं है. और इसको बड़ा चढ़ा के दिखाना. That movie थप्पड़ is like if I made a movie called टट्टी. देखो अभिजीत अय्यर मित्रा रोज सुबह उठ के अपना दांत मांज के टट्टी करने जाता है. देखो उसका गांड कैसे फूल रहा है.
Turn it into a feature film and put it in theaters.
कैसे भूरे टूथपेस्ट की तरह उधर टट्टी निकल रही है. और उसके बाद क्या होता है, ट्रॉमा होता है. क्योंकि जब लूज मोशन होता है तब भी हेमोरॉइड्स बवासीर हो जाता है. और जब कॉन्स्टिपेशन होता है तब भी बवासीर हो जाता है. और इसका क्या ट्रॉमा पड़ा. और अभिजीत के कुत्तों और बिल्ली को क्या असर पड़ा कि उनके पापा उनको वॉकिंग नहीं ले गए, उनके पापा ने उनको खाना नहीं दिया. इस पे भी मैं एक बहुत अच्छा सा ट्रॉमेटिक फिल्म बना सकता हूँ, ह्यूमन इंटरेस्ट वाला.
सही बात है.
सो थप्पड़ बनाओ, मैं टट्टी बनाऊंगा.
अनएम्प्लॉयड इंसान बोल रहा है शट अप.
So that is the point. Everybody is telling Bollywood. Everybody is telling Bollywood. Everybody is telling Bollywood shut up.
ये अलग ही पीस है. I think that's a good point. Finally, I'll just say कि यार
तापसी पन्नू का शाम कुछ 6-7 फ्लॉप आई थी ना, किसी ने बोला एक के बाद एक.
लाइन से अभी उसने एक और फिल्म निकाली है, पता नहीं क्या नाम था, कुछ क्रिकेटर के बारे में फिल्म निकाली थी, आई फॉरगॉट व्हाट इट वाज।
अरे
भी
यार वो
काफी
तो
बुरी
बेचारी
तरह से फ्लॉप
क्रिकेटर
हुई।
अच्छी है। तूने वो
क्रिकेटर
सीन
अच्छी
देखा
है,
था कि
फिल्म
नहीं,
बकवास है।
जिसमें अरे शी इज द बेस्ट वुमेन क्रिकेटर एवर प्रोड्यूस्ड इन इंडिया, मिथाली राज। और मिथाली इज लाइक वन ऑफ माय फेवरेट, मोदी जी और तापसी पन्नू कॉर्नर में अरे मिथाली तो बीजेपी वाली निकली, तापसी बोल रही मैंने इसके लिए एक्टिंग कर दी।
जबरदस्ती इतनी एक्टिंग की मैंने, फिल्म भी फ्लॉप हो गई, कुछ मेहनत का फायदा नहीं हुआ।
What does it tell you that you are producing 6-7 flops in a row?
Yeah.
And your pictures are still being funded by industrial houses and banks.
Yeah. People are still willing to cast you.
Pure nepotism.
Yeah.
Pure.
And you know, I think मैंने जितना लोगों से सुना है, because we can't take certain names, but actually वो आलिया is not that bad. उसके ऊपर जो nepotism का आरोप लगता है, it's not as bad as जो बाकियों के ऊपर आरोप लग रहा है। मगर ठीक है, it is what it is. It's a pathetic movie. चल अभी क्रिकेट के भी बारे में थोड़ा बात कर लेते हैं। जीत गए।
Yeah, I want to talk about that as well. सबसे पहले तो congratulations.
नहीं.
I don't watch it, but
I'm leaving. I'm leaving when this section, when the cricket section is over, you call me back.
टॉपिक तो सुनना 2 सेकंड। पहली गरम हो रहा है।
तेरी टट्टी के ऊपर पूरे लेक्चर सुन लिए मैंने 5 मिनट।
टट्टी बैग के बारे में बैठ के 5 मिनट तक हमने कहानी सुनी तेरी है, अनरिटन स्क्रिप्ट।
अगर लोग which house,
अभिजीत लिख
I
के
want
रहता है।
I want the audience to tell me which industrial house or which bank funded तड़पती छन्नूज तमाचा थप्पड़ क्या? क्योंकि ऐसे चूतिया इंडस्ट्रियल हाउस और ऐसा चूतिया बैंक होगा, आई नीड टू विथड्रॉ माय अकाउंट्स फ्रॉम देयर ताकि यू विल गो बैंकरप्ट. दैट बैंक, गेट योर मनी आउट ऑफ द बैंक. दैट इंडस्ट्रियल हाउस शेयर, सेल योर शेयर्स इन देयर.
सबसे पहले तो कांग्रेचुलेशंस टू इंडिया. अकॉर्डिंग टू जो क्या नाम है, फॉरेन मिनिस्टर है, इंटीरियर मिनिस्टर है पाकिस्तान का, अकॉर्डिंग टू हिम हिंदू धर्म की जीत हो गई है. ये मैं नहीं कह रहा, ये दिस इज अकॉर्डिंग टू ऑब्वियसली राशिद खान, जो भी नाम है उसका, राशिद शेख, आई डोंट नो व्हाटएवर दैट मिनिस्टर्स नेम इज, जिसने बोला था इस्लाम की जीत हुई है लास्ट ईयर या 2020 में. तो अकॉर्डिंग टू हिज लॉजिक भारतीय धर्म की जीत हुई है. टू कांग्रेचुलेशंस टू ऑल इंडियंस. आई ऑल्सो वांट टू से कि ये मैं हर जगह देखता हूँ. ये मैं जब भी इंडिया पाकिस्तान का मैच होता है ना, देयर इज अ वेरी बिग कंटिंजेंट ऑन द इंडियन साइड जिनको बड़ा खुजली है ये बोलने की कि इंडिया नहीं जीता है, प्यार जीता है, भाईचारा जीता है और क्रिकेट जीता है.
कपिल पाजी ने भी बोल दिया, तो
कपिल पाजी ने भी बोल दिया. ये क्या बीमारी है और ये बीमारी कब जाएगी भारत से? प्लीज, मैं चाहता हूं कि ये बीमारी, बॉब्स एंड वर्जीन जो इंडिया वाले कमेंट करते रहते हैं ना हर लड़की के फोटो के नीचे, वो जाए या ना जाए मेरे को फर्क नहीं पड़ता, लेकिन ये बीमारी कैसे जाएगी?
देखो, मेरे को इस मैच की एक ही चीज याद रहेगी, ये याद रहेगा.
हाँ.
बस देखो, हमेशा याद रखना,
धोनी 2011 वाली फील आई थी इसको देख के.
पाकिस्तानियों के ऊपर हमेशा गुजराती भारी पड़ता है.
पांड्या गुजराती है कि ओडिया है?
गुजराती है.
अच्छा.
पांड्या गुजराती है.
अच्छा. ये पांडा इज ओडिया ना, पांडा ओडिया होता है.
जडेजा, रविंद्र जडेजा भी गुजरात से है. दोनों गुजराती.
जडेजा गुजराती है कि राजस्थानी?
क्या बात कर रहे हो? यू आर टॉकिंग ग्रीक एंड आई अंडरस्टैंड ग्रीक एंड लैटिन. आई डोंट अंडरस्टैंड द शिट यू आर टॉकिंग अबाउट.
ये मेरे को भी नहीं पसंद है. डोंट वरी.
तुम दोनों को टट्टी करना है तो जाके बाथरूम में टट्टी करके.
तेरा टट्टी हमने सुन लिया, हमारा टट्टी तू नहीं सुन सकता.
नहीं, ये मेरे को समझ में नहीं आता है.
नहीं बोलो तारा रारा.
ये 70 किलोमीटर पर आवर पे जो लूज मोशन निकल रहा है अभी, ये मेरे को सुनना नहीं है. थैंक यू.
अगर बोलो तारा रारा से याद आया, आई हैड मेड अ ट्वीट ऑन पंजाबी lyrics being so bad, so somebody on Twitter actually made such an important point that भैया आजकल के पंजाबी लिरिक्स को सुन के तो दलेर मेहंदी का तुनक तुनक तुन भी बहुत प्रोफाउंड लगता है.
प्रोफाउंड लगता है, बहुत डीप लिरिक्स लगते हैं तुनक तुन सुन के भी. सही बात है. सही बात है.
मैं सिर्फ लास्ट पार्ट, क्योंकि अभी 45 मिनट्स हो गए, हमको मेमे भी करने हैं. मैं सिर्फ एक ही चीज कहना चाहता हूँ, मानो या ना मानो, इंडिया जीती, उसकी खुशी सबको हुई है.
Yeah, that's the truth. एक भाई,
मैं
तो उतना देखता भी नहीं क्रिकेट, बट I was very happy.
What
He
is
was
the
very
difference
happy.
between cricket and the same Bollywood movie? For the last 200 years, cricket is the same thing. एक टीम आता है, दूसरा टीम आता है, वो अपने टट्टे निकाल के किसी के लंड पे मारते हैं, वो लंड से वो टट्टे कहीं और मारता है.
इसको म्यूट करो.
एक बार
हाँ,
टट्टा जीतता है, एक बार
माता चढ़ गई,
लंड जीतता है.
माता चढ़ गई है अभिजीत पे.
ये कोई
पता
गेम
चल
है?
गई. अरे
और सारे
तेरे
सब के सब ugly people standing in the middle of a field, sweating, scratching their balls in public, licking the ball. It's disgusting.
अरे
And
disgusting.
it's the same thing over and over again. Same with football. साले एक
अच्छा,
टट्टे को
फुटबॉल से भी
लेके
प्रॉब्लम है
इधर से
इसको.
उधर, इधर से उधर, इधर से उधर. What the hell?
बेसिकली तेरे को
No,
सारे
no.
स्पोर्ट्स से प्रॉब्म है. द ओनली स्पोर्ट
देख,
यू लाइक इज कंपेटिटिव
Football,
शिटिंग.
football and tennis.
अरे बैठ
competitive
के
shitting.
टूथपेस्ट निकालो पीछे से. यही स्पोर्ट पसंद है इसको.
Indians don't realize this, but shitting is one of the great pleasures of life.
What
You're sitting
do you
there
mean Indians
evacuating
don't?
your
Everybody
powers.
realizes this.
No. Indians don't keep their bathrooms clean.
Hmm.
They don't realize that the throne, that is why I call it the throne.
हाँ.
ये मेरा सिंहासन है.
अच्छा.
क्यों? क्योंकि मैं उधर बैठ के I feel
मेरा
like I'm the king of the
सिंहासन है.
world. ठीक है? अच्छा सा निकल रहा है उधर से और like मम्मी हाय.
अरे यहाँ तो देखोगे, यहाँ लोगों के घर में जाओगे तो दे हैव लाइक लिटिल मिनी लाइब्रेरीज इन द बाथरूम. 10-15 किताबें रखी रहती है बाथरूम में. लोग अपना बैठ के आराम से किताब पढ़ते हैं बाथरूम में. अरे, this is a real thing. I've seen this in multiple places. Yeah, in the US.
No.
You go to somebody's house, in the bathroom there's a little shelf and there's a bunch of books on the shelf and people sit and read books in the bathroom.
People should be ashamed of themselves.
अरे
No, I
आधे
read
घंटे
books.
बैठ के यार.
When I was a kid, I used to read Archie comics that was the only time I was allowed to read Archie comics. ठीक है? And it's fantastic for Archie comics. ठीक है? तो आजकल it's like आजकल I watch KRK reviews when I'm doing podcast.
शाबाश. Yeah. I have a feeling ब्रह्मास्त्र रिलीज होने के 10 दिन के बाद ये भी निकल आएगा. But at least for 10 days Brahmastra can have some respite from KRK. I think that might be the plan.
That's okay. वो कुछ नहीं होगा.
कौन है ब्रह्मास्त्र में?
अरे
वो है ना,
पिटने वाली पिक्चर पिटेगी, चलने
आलिया
वाली
भट्ट है
पिक्चर
और वो है रणबीर कपूर. वो लोग हैं.
अच्छा, was Ranbir Kapoor's daddy only Rishi Kapoor who this one insulted?
Yes.
तो इसीलिए पकड़ा है.
Who knows? It could be.
हाँ, इसीलिए पकड़ा है.
It could well be. मिमी करे?
हाँ, मीम करे, मगर
चलो.
उसके पहले लोगों को बताए कुछ.
Yes, लोगों को बताते हैं कि भाइयों and उनकी बहनों, if you enjoy what we do here on the show, if you enjoy watching us, if you enjoy our banter, हमारी बकचोदी अगर आपको पसंद आती है, हमारे मिमी रिव्यूज पसंद आते हैं, तो as always we request you that help us grow the show, help us support us on Patreon. It is patreon.com/SSS Global, the World Nimbu Order. Please go and support us. We appreciate your support. We appreciate you watching us. Any support that you offer us helps us take the show in front of a bigger audience, and that's the goal ultimately, right? कि सारे लोगों को World Nimbu Order में convert किया जाए. So please help us convert the entire planet into the World Nimbu Order. And thank you very much for your support. And we will now do memes.
All right. So the first meme is by alive_Huckleberry_36. This is Abhijit Iyer Mitra. House footage is leaked.
अच्छा, पिछले हफ्ते उसको जो चोट लगी थी,
ये देखो
उसकी फुटेज. Oh no.
Oh,
Is that what happened, Abhijit?
इसके कारपेट पे कैसे इतना खून बह रहा है? इसका सर बस कारपेट पे लगा है. Carpet will absorb any blow.
She has a soft skull.
अच्छा.
Yeah, she has soft skull
एक्टिंग कर रही
disease.
है. इसलिए एक्टिंग कर रही है. ठीक है.
इसको
नहीं, ये
soft
नहीं
skull
हुआ था.
disease हो रखा है.
मेरा सर पे नहीं लगा था, मेरे पैर पे लगा था और स्प्रेन हुआ था. फ्रैक्चर.
अच्छा. Sprain हुआ था. Cool, there's no blood.
Oh shit! XXX लवनासुर, ये क्या नाम है? और title of the video है We Can See Sham's Bum.
अबे ये क्या है भाई?
This is too good.
लौंडा सर।
Triple X Lavna sir.
Triple X.
Why are you so comfortable with him being naked? I don't understand. What is vulgar about it?
Of course, this is vulgar.
Why?
We can see his bum. Completely nude in that video. I don't know how many people will understand that thing.
Okay, I'm sorry. I just cracked up.
You may laugh, madam. You may laugh.
Good meme,
but
yaar.
This is a common thing that this is a national issue.
This is a national issue. एक minute.
It's a
National issue.
national issue.
It's a national issue.
This is a national
Good meme,
issue.
यार. Thumbs up. Happy enough from me. ये कौन है? Triple X लवणासुर.
Triple X Lavna sir.
Well done, Triple X लवणासुर. I like that meme. Very good.
Next one is by Dibyadish, Japani cartoon versus Indian politician.
ये देखो बम बम दिखा दिखा.
बम बम दिखा दिखा यही बोल रहा है.
दिखा दिखा. क्या है ये?
This is titled Japani cartoon versus Indian politicians. Dibyadish.
Okay.
Amit Shah. Energy. Yogi Adityanath.
बहेंगी. मैं कहता था देखो भाई कुछ एक मच्छर भी नहीं मरने वाला है.
Arvind Kejriwal. Narendra Modi.
बहन के लोग
लास्ट का देखना पड़ेगा वापस.
बहन के लोग
अरे लास्ट वाला नरेंद्र मोदी से लेके आगे तक.
बहन के
और आगे में
Narendra Modi.
बहन के लोग
यार ये बहुत ही बढ़िया बनाया है जिसने भी बनाया है.
This is very good. I know there are a lot of anime fans in our audience, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. हम लोगों को बता दो कि which I don't watch anime, so please let us know which character was which. कौन characters का इस्तेमाल किया है? Please जरा comment में हमको बता दो. I have no idea what the characters are.
Okay, next one is classic highlight 91. Pakistani sasti copy of Shah Sharma after Pakistan lost. ये क्या है? ओए ये तो सच में तू है. ये तो सच में तू है.
मेरा गेम निकल गया सही में. अरे मेरे को रॉ ने भेजा था वहां पे, बोला था कि ये पाकिस्तानियों को जरा एक्साइटेड कर दो ताकि जब पाकिस्तान हारेगा तो वो एक्स्ट्रा दुखी हो जाए.
ये तो सच में तू है. ये शाम ये तो सच्ची तू ही है.
ये क्या मैच था?
क्रिकेट मैच था इंडिया पाकिस्तान के बीच में.
कोई कप चल रहा है क्या?
ये रा ने भेजा था हमको. रा की साजिश थी.
कोई कप चल रहा है क्या? कोई टूर्नामेंट?
पता नहीं क्या चल रहा है, बट आई जस्ट थॉट कि इंडिया पाकिस्तान का मैच है. बस मेरे को इतना पता है. आई डोंट नो क्या चल रहा है.
एशिया कप में कौन-कौन खेल रहा है?
एशिया कप या
एशिया के लोग.
एशिया कप
कौन सी टीम? श्रीलंका का टीम के पास पैसा है आने के लिए.
श्रीलंका को बीसीसीआई सबको संभालती है, समझा?
बीसीसीआई सबको पैसा देती है.
तो बांग्लादेश, फिर यूएई, फिर और कौन? अफगानिस्तान.
हाँ, बांग्लादेश को 150 रुपया दिया था खेलने के लिए, तो बांग्लादेश भी आई हुई है.
और कौन?
इतना ही है. और कौन है?
अरे हांगकांग खेल रही है.
हांगकांग भी खेल रही है.
हाँ, हांगकांग खेल.
So basically everyone except Australia, New Zealand.
अरे 6 टीम है. इंडिया, पाकिस्तान,
West
हांगकांग,
Indies.
अफगानिस्तान, बांग्लादेश, श्रीलंका.
उसमें भी अगर इंडिया हार जाएगी तो गजब बेचती है.
Yes. अच्छा,
The only sport we're good at
हाँ.
is a sport that 10 countries play maximum.
Basically.
10, 12,
अब यार,
15.
you can say the same thing about baseball and American football, but they are very popular.
Yeah, but
क्या
America wins lots of medals in everything in the Olympics. No.
करें? Yeah, in Olympics they do well. No way.
हाँ.
I just
So
want
they
India to
mostly
do
watch
well
this.
in the Olympics in boxing and wrestling. उतने से शुरू करो. बाकी
तो
देख लेंगे.
देख, अमेरिका में you can be in any sports and you can live a very comfortable life after you've won an Olympic medal. Okay,
Yeah.
you will get all kinds of sponsorship deals
Yeah.
and things like that. Baseball and American football guys will get more, sure, but you will lead a extremely comfortable
Yeah.
life. It is not like India where you're then relegated to oblivion, or you end up becoming a murderer like that one fellow who got the bronze medal, the wrestler. No.
Yeah.
सुशील कुमार.
If you're lucky, आपको एक honorary job दे देंगे पुलिस में. That is if you're lucky. बस
Yeah.
उससे ज्यादा कुछ नहीं होता. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that needs to be fixed. अभी उसके साथ I'm looking at Neeraj Chopra. He's getting sponsorships and stuff, so that's a positive thing.
Yeah, thankfully.
Yeah. Okay, चलो next वाला देख रहे हैं. This is by Professional Emu 740. Ha 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 ha. Ha ha.
किसने सर बनाया उसका?
केजरू. लवणासुर. अरे तो वापस देखना पड़ेगा.
ये बहुत बढ़िया बनाया है.
This is so good. This is so
This
good.
is actually really good.
This
man.
is really good. ये मीम दशहरा के टाइम पे भी भेजना हमको. ये दशहरा के टाइम पे भी बजाना पड़ेगा.
ओए यार कमाल कर दिया.
Good meme. Good meme. Happy enough from me. I like this meme.
Yes.
Good
Next
job.
है नागिन या नागिन होएगा. क्या है यार? horror_tower 9316 का है.
Horror tower.
श्याम शर्मा शो रेडिट पे.
मैं नागिन हूँ. मैं हूँ नागिन. एक नागिन, एक इच्छाधारी नागिन. मैं हूँ इच्छाधारी नागिन. नागिन हूँ मैं नागिन.
और मैं तोता हूँ हरे कलर का. उड़ के दिखाता हूँ.
Oh shit.
Really good.
वापस
मैं नागिन हूँ. मैं हूँ नागिन. एक नागिन, एक इच्छाधारी नागिन. मैं हूँ इच्छाधारी नागिन. नागिन हूँ मैं नागिन.
और मैं तोता हूँ हरे कलर का. मिर्ची दो उड़ के दिखाता हूँ.
मिर्ची तो उड़ के दिखाता हूँ.
तोता वाले कलर का.
क्या फ्रस्ट्रेटेड आदमी होगा जिसने ये बनाया होगा. नागिन.
वो भी क्लिप ढूंढ के निकाली है इसने. और मैं तोता हूँ हरे कलर का.
ओ बाप रे, ये क्या बकवास है. साला ये कौन है हरामी जिसने डाला है? उसका नाम है कुशल_कुत्रिया. हरामखोर. देख टाइटल है, देख रहा है विनोद भाई. देख रहा है विनोद. फोटो है भाई कुशल_कुत्रिया. ये महाराष्ट्र से है.
क्या नाम है?
नींबू बुड़ केला खिलाई के स्वर अभिजीत अय्यर मित्रा राणा अय्यर मित्रा गीत कुशल मेहरा दान पेटी कुशल मेहरा.
ऊपर देखो नींबू वुड.
Let's say I think Sham and Audrey make a very good couple.
केला खिलाई के.
अगर मेरे को 24 घंटे कन्वर्ट करने की कोशिश नहीं कर रही होती तो फिर यार समथिंग कुड हैव हैपेंड. क्या करें?
केला खिलाई के.
Next time.
My favorite was दान पेटी कुचल मेरा डर ICICI. नीचे दान पेटी भी डाली हुई है.
नेक्स्ट है भाई.
बढ़िया मीम है यार, मजा आया.
बहुत अच्छा था. ज़ॉम्बी वाला मेरा देश बदल रहा है.
ज़ॉम्बी वाला.
Zombie.
अच्छा ये है Indians when an Olympian loses their sport. Oh dear, gorgeous. Indians when the cricket team loses. You fucking dog. That is so true.
I have a lot of time for Olympians. I have a lot of time for like track and field and all those kinds of athletes.
That is
Not enough time
so
for.
true though. That is
That's
so
very
true.
true.
Because see, but it is natural. I'll tell you why. There is so much investment in cricketers that after that,
Yeah.
if you're losing, shame on you.
Well,
Whereas
it's like the
these
English
guys, they
soccer
get
team.
nothing. They have to travel in third class. Nobody recognizes them. They live
Yeah.
in dormitories, and bad dormitories at that, in 1-star, 2-star hotels. If that, sometimes I know of certain teams that were been made to lie out outside or on the roadside and shit like
Yeah.
that. So it's very good. I'm glad Indians have that sense of basically what is fair. Or
Because
gali do cricket team ko.
they know na कि these people are performing despite, you know, spectacular odds. इतनी प्रॉब्लम्स के बावजूद ये लोग कॉमनवेल्थ गेम्स में जाके मेडल वगैरह जीत रहे हैं, एशियन गेम्स में जाके मेडल वगैरह जीत रहे हैं. So they get a lot more leeway from the public than somebody like Virat Kohli will get, who's a multi-millionaire with a giant organization like BCCI behind him. So it's a huge
Hey,
difference.
you cannot blame the cricket players for.
No,
the
I don't
success
blame
of-
them. I'm just saying that's what explains the attitude of the Indian people towards
People
these two
forget in the
sports people.
1970s and
exactly.
80s, the Indian cricket players were going through the same shitty process that every other sport in India is going.
Yeah.
Credit to the cricket players. They won. They made cricket big in India. They made it viable. And now they are where they are. And the team is performing well. It's not like the team is performing badly. The accolades come because the team plays well. And गालियां खाते हैं ना तो खाने दो. हाँ,
Yes.
तो चुप कर साला. Next one is lower dash inspection dash 458 when there is Bharat versus PKNB match on sentence.
अजय,
अरे भारत पाकिस्तान के मैच में उसमें हमको भारत पाकिस्तान के मैच में कोई इंटरेस्ट नहीं है. सुते दो हमको. ठीक है साला सुत. ए शुभम आज देखिए कितना अच्छा मौसम कर लो भाई. उठने क्या बज लो यार. अरे 11 बज गए रे. 11 बज गए रे बाप. आज ठीक हो आवा ये फ्रेश होके गुमटी पर मिल. तब तक अनिकेत को उठाइए. अरे अनिकेत मेरा भाई उठ जाओ यार. आज संडे है. हमको छोड़कर क्यों चल गई तो. तुम्हारे बिना हमको मन नहीं लगता है. अरे साला ये तो सपना रहा है. अरे अनिकेत उठ के आ जाओ ना प्लीज. भग साला मरे जे. अरे गोलू लगो पूरा नींद में सुतल हो. रुके खड़ा डरावे छो. वाह अरे साला पगला उगला कर. अरे यार चलो यार आज एतवार है घूमेंगे. तोरा लगी तो सब दिन एतवार है रे. भागो यहाँ से. गाड़िया कहीं का. हाँ बोल ले बेटा एक दिन हमको टाइम आएगा. कोढ़िया कहीं का.
This is awesome. This is so cool.
यार ये तो अच्छा बनाया है एंड प्रॉपर एक्सेंट के साथ बनाया है. गुमटी is a very specific to Bihar word.
देखो श्याम शर्मा को
very
अपनी
nostalgic for
लैंग्वेज
me.
सुन के आंसू आ गया.
बहुत अच्छे लगते हैं मेरे को. बहुत अच्छी लगती है सुन के.
Okay.
Especially Gumti. Gumti is a word you won't hear much.
Next one is by secure_AD5238. अबे बेशर्मो इमोजी डाल दिया है टॉप टाइटल में. शर्म करनी है चाहिए. मैं तुम्हारी इमोजी अभी डिस्क्राइब करूंगा. ये क्या है?
डिस्क्राइब करो. क्या है भाई ये?
हाँ देखें.
फोन रिकॉर्डिंग.
हाँ.
हेलो.
हाँ जी.
मैं ईडी ऑफिस से बोल रहा हूँ भैया.
ईडी से? अरे साहब मैं तो कल ही बीजेपी ज्वाइन कर ली साहब.
सॉरी रॉन्ग नंबर.
थैंक यू.
This is brilliant. This is the winner. ये विनर है.
ये विनर है.
हेलो.
हाँ जी.
मैं ईडी ऑफिस से बोल रहा हूँ भैया.
ईडी से? अरे साहब मैं तो कल ही बीजेपी ज्वाइन कर ली साहब.
सॉरी रॉन्ग नंबर.
थैंक यू सर. थैंक यू.
It's brilliant. Brilliant meme यार. ये विनर है. ये जिसने भी बनाई है पता नहीं किसका ओरिजिनल है, but this is brilliant. This is my winner of this week. Well done.
Okay.
कल ही बीजेपी ज्वाइन कर ली सर.
Okay. ये oh my goodness. Dependent plan 5183 Oreo omelette. People should be punished for these things.
ये जेल में डालो इसको, यूएपीए लगाओ.
Oreo omelette.
टोटल.
Oh my god, what is this?
आजकल ये सब रोड साइड वाले ये सब करने लगे हैं just to get outrage on this thing.
Oh my god, he's
actually doing it.
Oh,
He's doing
chocolate
it.
syrup, no.
Disgusting.
Oh my
No.
god, that is. Oh,
He's
adding,
putting
अच्छा,
onions
तो
in it.
क्या कर रहा है भाई? अरे और ओरियो डाल रहा, बस कर भाई. हे भगवान.
और मेरा कोई घाटकोपर का गुजराती दोस्त होगा, वो पक्का खा भी लेगा इसको. 100% खा लेगा मेरा गुजराती दोस्त.
ये यूएपीए लगाओ इस पे प्लीज. हम लोग फ्रीडम ऑफ स्पीच को सपोर्ट करते हैं, लेकिन इतना नहीं सपोर्ट कर सकता मैं, सॉरी.
Oh my god. अच्छा आज फिर
This needs UAPA please.
Oh my goodness, क्या क्या डीएम करते हो भाई. सैफरन स्मैश.
क्या है भाई?
ये है सोनी के T2 की स्वीटी. अभी नेक्स्ट फोटो पेश किया है. सोनू के टिट पे
सोनू के टिट पे टैटू. सोनू के टिट पे टैटू. पहला वाला क्या था? पहला फोटो क्या था?
पिक्चर है
सोनी के टिट्टू की स्वीटी. अच्छा
ये पिक्चर थी.
सोनू के टिट पे टैटू. गुड मीम यार, गुड मीम. आई लाइक दिस मीम. वेरी क्रिएटिव. कितने क्रिएटिव लोग हैं साला सोशल मीडिया पे. सोनू के टिट पे.
Okay, next one is a video on Twitter by someone called Choga_Don. एक ही दोस्त था टीवी पत्रकार. मैं उस चैनल को भी अडानी खरीद लिया. अभिसार की हालत.
अभिसार को क्या हो गया भाई?
बहुत फनी है. ये देख बहुत फनी है. बहुत फनी है. बहुत फनी है.
बिल्कुल अभिसार जैसा दिखता भी है भाई.
He actually looks like Abhisar.
How did they find someone who looks exactly like Abhisar? How did they do it? It's
कितना patience चाहिए. Okay, the next two are. This is a shout out.
Oh yeah, this I saw on our subreddit. Somebody posted it. So I believe this is someone who is developing a game, if I'm not wrong. I do not know if the poster of this video is one of the developers that is working on the game. But it
So it
seems like
says
an
Project
original post.
Devaraja environment teaser. Support our socials for more updates.
तो I think comments में socials डाल रखे होंगे इन्होंने अपने.
Okay, comments.
So I just wanted to showcase.
हाँ
this.
है.
Yeah, there
हाँ
it is,
ये
there
है.
it is.
सारे
So,
socials हैं इनके.
I can.
Let's play the video first.
Yeah.
Okay, let's support them.
So this is for a video game. That looks good. Man.
Not bad.
Interesting. That looks good. So these are people that are apparently in early development. I don't know what kind of game this is. I just saw the video and I thought this looks interesting. I don't know how many people have seen. एक और video game है इस तरह का. It's called Raji. उसको मैंने अपने channel पे cover भी किया था. And so it reminds me a lot of that Raji game. Dev Raja, currently in
good
development.
for them. I wish them success.
So if you guys want to support them, check out their ये post subreddit पे डाल रखा है. If you want to check out their social media links, they're all in the comments of that post.
Vajra 6 Games on Twitter.
Yeah, look up Dev Raja game on Google and support those guys.
Insta पे V6_games. Vajra 6
Games. Twitter पे क्या है?
Twitter पे है Vajra 6 Games.
Vajra 6 Games. I've heard of Vajra Games. Yeah.
So yeah, good. And the last one is Ganesh Chaturthi.
So we'll finish with Ganesh Chaturthi. So thank you to everybody.
Best time.
Ganesh
the best time
Chaturthi
in
की
Mumbai.
सबको हार्दिक बधाई. गणेश चतुर्थी के साथ मिमी रिव्यू खत्म करेंगे.
Yes.
देखो जो
we
भी
have
श्याम
to.
शर्मा पी रहा है वो ब्राउन है.
चुप कर.
और ऑड्री ने बना के दिया है.
हाँ ये देखो गणेश चतुर्थी.
चढ़ायो अच्छा गजमुख को गोंदिल लाल विराजे सुगौरी हर को हाथ लिए गुड़ लड्डू साई सुरवर को महिमा
Nice, man. Creative people.
देव जय देव जय जय जीवन राज विद्या दाता
चलो कॉपी स्ट्राइक मत कर देना इसको. गणेश चतुर्थी विश कर रहे हैं हम लोगों को. Nice.
चलो जी.
बढ़िया है यार. अच्छा बनाते हैं इतने लोग. वेरी टैलेंटेड
गणेश
पीपल.
चतुर्थी की शुभकामनाएं सबको.
शुभकामनाएं सबको.
शुभकामनाएं. I just wanted to also tell you, in addition to KRK, one person whose movie reviews I watch is BC Auntie on Instagram. She's fabulous.
DC आंटी.
BC Auntie.
अच्छा. हाँ.
She's
might have to
really
check that
really
out.
good.
अरे
She's
who's
a
that?
comedian.
अरे who's that बिहारी वुमन जो बिहारी वुमन के जैसे बोलती हैं.
So
वही है
she's the
क्या
one.
DC आंटी?
DC नहीं BC.
अच्छा BC आंटी.
Let me show you. 1 second. I'll show you this on Insta. BC Auntie.
Wait, let me pull it up ना.
Her name is Snehil Mehra.
स्नेहिल मेहरा. ओके.
देखो मेहरा लोग होते ही अच्छे होते हैं.
मेहरा लोग बहुत टैलेंटेड लोग हैं अपेरेंटली. अच्छा
हाँ,
PC आंटी. इंटरेस्टिंग. अच्छा.
And if you drag her up, if you can do this, she's done a fabulous review. Just show her review of Liger. She's wearing a yellow this thing like Guju style, I think.
Liger.
Can you?
Wait.
Liger ही वो Anaconda का movie है ना, विजय Anaconda का.
Liger review by कौन सा?
क्या BC आंटी?
Just go to Instagram and search for BC Auntie.
अच्छा रुक.
स्नेहिल मेहरा मिल गई.
मिल गई.
स्नेहिल हाँ मिल गई.
And then look at the one. It's the 6th one from the top where she's in a yellow this thing.
या.
हाँ इसको प्ले करो. बहुत मजा आता है इसके रिव्यू का.
ओके. चलो प्ले करते हैं. I hope she doesn't copyright
मत कर देना आंटी प्लीज. हम तो आप ही को सपोर्ट कर रहे हैं यार.
बड़े दुख के साथ सूचित कर रहे हैं कि हम लाइगर नामक मूवी जो है सिनेमा हॉल में देखा है और आप सबके लिए कर रहे हैं आज उसका रिव्यू. तो सबसे पहली बात आपको बता दें, लेखक निर्देशक ने सोचा कि विजय देवरकोंडा को हकला बना दो तो किसी को पता नहीं चलेगा वो कितने खराब एक्टर हैं, पर ऐसा नहीं होता है राजा. हम सब देख लिए हैं. कलाकारों की यदि बात करें तो अहम भूमिका में है विजय देवरकोंडा और उनका साथ दे रही है अनन्या पांडे. और अनन्या पांडे का मान लो रोल ऐसा है जैसा कि ऊपर लिखे ये टाइटल का. हाँ ये है तो, पर इसका कोनो पर्पज नहीं है. ये कहानी है, इसमें कोनो ट्विस्ट टर्न कुछ नहीं है. एकदम स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड कहानी है. कोई सरप्राइज एलिमेंट नहीं है. हाँ एक सरप्राइज एलिमेंट है, चंकी पांडे. सरप्राइज हमको ये हुआ कि लोग अब तक उनको काम दे रहे हैं. इस पिक्चर का तो भर के थैला भर के गलती हम पकड़ लिए हैं, लेकिन दूठो आपको बता देते हैं. पहला ये, विजय देवरकोंडा के पिताजी एमएमए के बहुत बड़े फाइटर थे, नेशनल चैंपियन थे. राजा ऐसा नहीं होता है. एमएमए अपने आप में एक बहुत ही नया स्पोर्ट है और इंडिया में अभी कुछ साल पहले आया है. तो कहाँ से एमएमए के वो चैंपियन बन गए? और देवरकोंडा की उम्र कितनी होगी? 20 साल तो होगी कम से कम. पिक्चर में 25 होगी. तो ये गलत दिखा दिया, एकदम रॉन्ग हो गया यहाँ पर. विजय देवरकोंडा इतना बड़ा फाइटर है कि उसको देख के लोग थर थर कांपता है. पूरा का पूरा जो एमएमए का पूरा एकेडमी है उसको सबको पीट डालता है, ट्रेंड लोगों को. और जब लड़की किडनैप हो रही तो 2 गुंडे आके पीट पाट के चले गए. हट, ऐसा नहीं होता है. तो कुल मिला के पिक्चर बंडल है. हम अपना जान हथेली पे लेके ये पिक्चर को सिनेमा हॉल तक देखने गए. हमारा फर्ज है आपके लिए रिव्यू बनाना, तो बना दिए हैं. ठीक है, अच्छा चलते हैं. सेरिडॉन खाएंगे, सिर पक रहा.
सेरिडॉन खाएंगे, सिर पक रहा.
He's really good.
It's not bad. Yeah, it's not bad.
She does very nice reviews.
Let's see, क्या question आया है? There's a question here from Kanish Quotes. Kanishk is saying, after AIM's nipple for season 1 and Shambhav ke tatte for season 2, can we expect Kushal ke hemorrhoids for season 3?
No.
या. काले कुशल के काले बवासीर.
कुशल के hemorrhoids for season 3.
नहीं. I refuse to comply.
Somebody make a shirt. कोई shirt
मीम
बनाओ,
थीम
कुशल
मीम
के
थीम फॉर
hemorrhoids
नेक्स्ट
for
वीक,
season
काले कुशल के काले करतूत और काले बवासीर।
काले बवासीर। अगले हफ्ते मीम रिव्यू में आना चाहिए ये। पेटिशन डालो कुशल के हेमोरॉइड्स for season 3।
This is my answer.
क्या आंसर है?
No.
क्या क्वेश्चन है? So somebody is asking, Malleban Bhattacharya is asking ki we were saying ki Bollywood makes a certain kind of films that people don't want to watch. They said Dil Chahta Hai was a big hit and it was made for a very niche audience. How do you explain it?
I loved Dil Chahta Hai. When I went for it, I was like, okay, so it's the same boy loves girl angle, but it's told from a completely you hadn't seen the only kind of rich family movies you had seen where Karan Johar things like where Shah Rukh Khan is Amitabh Bachchan's beta, ta na 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 na, kabhi khushi kabhi gum. Okay, and that was so bad. It was so tasteless and crass and crap.
Yeah.
Right. Whereas this one, it was actually depicting how rich people live, and it was a very understated movie. There were so many characters, like Dimple Kapadia, who's playing a drunk, and how Akshay Khanna falls in love with her, and all of that. That was a really nice way of telling stories, because see, there are fallouts, there are things happening out there. It was really nice.
Yeah, and I think
really
that the difference then was that there was a class of Indians emerging that was extremely aspirational. That wanted to be the people that Dil Chahta Hai was basically depicting. So for that aspirational class of Indians, that movie really appealed to them. But the thing is, that movie was made almost 20 years ago? Kitna? 20 saal ho gaya almost us movie ko aaye hue. Something like that, right? It was 2004,
Yeah,
2005.
when I was in college.
Yeah, it was a long time ago. So you can't keep making the same film 20 years later. You have to evolve the kind of films you're making. If you're making Dil Chahta Hai in 2003 and then in 2022 you're again making Dil Chahta Hai, obviously the audience is going to get bored. That's where audience is stuck. Abhi 2-3 saal pehle Befikre film nikal ke aayi thi, which was basically like a carbon copy of every single NRI type film that we have seen in the last 20 years. So that's the problem that we're facing. That is why Dil Chahta Hai was a hit then. It will not be a hit today.
It will not. It will not.
Yeah. What else do we have? Any more questions? Ramesh Suresh is asking Abhijit, which city do you think is better between Delhi NCR and Mumbai MMR in terms of standard of living? This Kushal can probably also answer this.
Delhi, any day.
You think
Mumbai, any day.
Yellow ho gaya.
See, in Delhi, you have a strict social segregation.
That's why.
In Bombay, you don't. That's why it's better.
Go to hell. Go to hell, साला. इस पे हम खड़े होएंगे हमारे शहर के लिए.
Yeah.
So basically, in Delhi, Kaluas like Kushal would never be allowed to stay within a 1 kilometer radius of Goras like me. Okay. I think Bombay, all the discussions are only related to finance, business, and Bollywood. In Delhi, you'll get a much, much, much broader cross-section of people discussing a lot more things. You tend to meet a lot more interesting people. It's easier to get around. Our traffic problems aren't that as bad as Bombay.
Yeah.
Right.
Everybody in the live chat start typing Bombay, Mumbai, 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 and defeat Abhijit.
So I'm complete, like, for me it's so bad now. I can't even go back to Madras. I can't live in Madras anymore. It's so parochial and small. I think Delhi is the closest you have to a global city in terms of conversations.
So I think this is the guy, one of the people that is developing the game.
South Delhi के बाहर कभी निकलता नहीं और बोलता है दिल्ली global city है. भाग इधर से.
No, but see South Delhi.
Global city.
See North Delhi कौन जाएगा? West Delhi तो ish.
Oh, West Delhi तो ish
है. Virat Kohli types are from there.
Oh my God.
East Delhi, like, okay, I mean, you know,
Okay.
like if you
ये है
like,
दिल्ली का. किसने सोचा था
Gurgaon,
कि ये बड़ा होके टट्टे इडली बेचेगा?
चूतियों. And
वैसे हैंडल का नाम क्या है? मैं लौड़े का मीमर. रुक जा, मैं इसका हैंडल का मैं हैंडल दिखाता हूँ तेरे को. उसका
Oh my
डिस्प्ले पिक्चर
God.
देख, पेट पकड़ के
That's
हंसेगा. ये
funny.
देख, लौड़े का मीमर.
ये सही है, ये भी एकदम सही है. लौड़े का मीमर. Savan Pancholi is saying that if we boycott things for every little issue, then there will be no difference between us and the Fatwa gang. Number one, Savan, I completely disagree with this. Boycott is not the same thing as Fatwa. Fatwa is saying, I will not allow you to do what you want to do. If you do what you
Fatwa
want to do,
denies
I
you
will kill you.
agency. Boycott does not deny you agency.
Boycott means you do what you want to do, I will not support you. Huge difference between boycott and fatwa. Zameen asman ka antar hai, Savan. Let's get the differences straight. Audrey Trushke is saying Bombay food is like Kushal ka bawasi.
Shut up. Nonsense.
I do think Delhi food is marginally better than Bombay food.
Delhi food is marginally better, but
Yes.
Mumbai people are better. And look at this. किसे मालूम था कि ये बच्चा आगे चलकर कमल खिलाएगा?
असली हिंदू हृदय सम्राट तो ये है भाई. He's the real Hindu hृदय सम्राट.
see, I think Rahul is like Jesus Christ. He offers himself up to be crucified, for the sins of others.
Yes.
You know, so truly he embodies, you know, a Jesus-like goodness.
Yeah.
And you know, the prayer is in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost.
Yeah.
And you can see here also it is a family prayer. You see, in the name of the grandmother, the father, and the son, and the Holy Ghost, which is going, well, the non-Holy Ghost, which is going to be the Congress party. Very shortly thanks to him.
ये देखो, हम लोग मुंबई दिल्ली कर रहे हैं, ये गुजराती चैट है इधर. अहमदाबाद इज द बेस्ट.
भाग इधर से. गो भाग इधर से. सीनियर सिटीजन्स की बात चल रही है, मैच्योर लोगों की. तुम कल के छोकरे आके हमको बताओगे.
साले मिर्ची में श्रेयांश पटेल चीनी डालता है और फिर आके बोलता है अहमदाबाद बेस्ट.
ब्रिलियंट.
अरे तेरे को पता है, मैंने सुना है ये श्रेयांश पटेल के घर में हरी मिर्ची का लड्डू और हरी मिर्ची का हलवा बनता है.
हरी मिर्ची का लड्डू.
But you know what? There is a part of Gujarat that does eat spicy food, unlike the sweet tooth stereotype that Gujaratis have. I think Kathiawadis and all those people don't have that kind of meat.
But look, even in Ahmedabad, Gujarati food. Remember, I told you this, Kushal. The reason they used to put sugar was water was so precious, they had to use salt water for cooking. So, in order to counteract the salt, you had to add sugar to it.
Yeah.
It's fantastic making jokes about it, but the reality was that's why it was done. Now that you've got potable water for everything in Ahmedabad and Gujarat, the sugar consumption has changed. Today, I think only in a pickle like chunda, which is lovely, by the way. I mean, some chundas are bad, but some people make really good chunda. Other than one or two items like that, like thepla mein kya hai? And you know, in dhokla, it produces a very pleasant taste, you know. So that thoda sa chini wo mirchi ke sath, it's delicious.
Man, nothing beats for me Marathi and Gujarati snacks. Maybe because I'm born and raised in Mumbai, so I'm
Hey, Adil, let's go.
Patna best hai.
Let's
Patna
go,
best
Adil. Yeah.
निकालो इनको यहाँ.
देख,
ये
पटना
मेरे स्टेट का
में
चैट है. आदिल, let's
पटना
go.
में चंपारण मटन, सो मटन अहुना और लिट्टी चोखा के सिवाय और क्या मिलता है?
अरे बहुत चीज मिलता है, क्या बात कर रहे हो यार. बिहार
कुछ नहीं मिलता.
द बेस्ट चिकन करी आई हैव हैड इज द बिहार भवन. दिल्ली का जो बिहार भवन है उसका चिकन करी खा के.
अरे वो दिल्ली में, बिहार में नहीं है.
दिल्ली में, बिहार में नहीं है.
क्योंकि इधर हम नूडल्स बनाते हैं, जो इधर नूडल्स बनाते हैं ना, चाहे चिकन मंचूरियन मंचूरिया में नहीं मिलता है. दिल्ली में जो क्या हाका नूडल्स बनाते हैं वो हाका में नहीं मिलता है।
नहीं,
जो इधर बिहार
मैं बता रहा हूँ,
जो दिल्ली में जो बिहार में
चाइना से भी
चिकन
अच्छा
मिलता है, वो
नूडल ये
बिहार में नहीं
बंगाली
मिलता है।
मार्केट में बनाते हैं। दिल्ली में नाथूज में चाइना जो बंगाली मार्केट है, वहां पे जाके नूडल खाओ, उससे चाइना में भी उतना अच्छा नूडल नहीं मिलेगा तुमको खाने को। Go
But
try
I think Guju snacks and Tamil snacks, there's a whole world. People think it's just murku, but if you go to Madras, I want you to go to A2B, so Adyar Ananda Bhavan, and unfortunately, this what was it? Also Krishna Sweets, and there was this other thing in Gandhinagar. I forget. Very famous Grand Sweets. You look at the different kinds of things you get; they are fabulous. All vegetarian, lasan nahi padta hai, pyaz nahi padta hai, and they are fabulous snacks.
I've heard good things about Indore street food. Abhijit, I've never tried it. How is it?
No, I've tried it. It is genuinely good. और उधर नो खाने में भी खिचखिचाहट नहीं होता है because it's actually a clean city. People will have these things. So Indore में street walas, they're wearing वो disposable gloves in their hands and handling everything.
Wow.
They've got a sense of hygiene. रास्ते पे ये क्या पड़ा हुआ बिल्कुल नहीं मिलेगा. And the food is really tasty. It's really tasty. If you go with the vegetarian snacks, I didn't care for the meat much. थोड़ा ज्यादा मसाला था. But the vegetarian snacks were fabulous. जो मिर्ची का पकोड़ा मैंने उधर खाया था. It was. I've not had a mirchi ka. Well, I've had a mirchi ka pakoda like that in Gujarat, maybe near Junagadh. But other than that, I've not had that kind of mirchi ka pakoda. And it was stuffed with actual kacha aam.
Oh wow!
So it was like really nice stuff that you get in Indore. But you get some very racist stuff. तो मैं उधर एक शादी के लिए गया था. और उधर क्या हुआ था? They served up वो शादी में सायाजी होटल नाम का होटल है. तो हम उधर ठहर रहे थे और सायाजी होटल में एक ये आया था चिंगचोंग नूडल्स.
Oh my god! Seriously?
Yeah, they served चिंगचोंग noodles.
Oh my god!
It tasted good, but I was like, यार ये क्या?
Tasted good. I still ate it.
क्या चिंगचोंग नूडल्स में सर्व किया है?
देखो तिवारी जी को देखो, तिवारी जी गॉट नो चिल. भोसड़ी वालों सब अपनी सिटी को तो ऐसे बेस्ट बता रहे हो जैसे तुम रोज शाम को जाकर एंजॉय करते हो स्ट्रीट फूड. आधे भोसड़ी वालों को टट्टी हो जाएगी यार.
अरे नहीं I
को टट्टी हो जाएगी यार चैट बनने.
So you know what I do? One of the first things, because I end up dealing with a lot of embassies and their political counselors and things like that. The first thing I tell them is, how adventurous are you? And then I take them on a street food tour of Delhi. I do not take them to bloody 5-star hotels. And guess what? They never get
Bollywood dirty food. तीनों है. आज का तीनों है भाई.
Well, Bollywood and Tatti go side by side.
Go side by side.
And they love it because nobody's actually taken them there. They've not tasted it. See, we have a great street food culture.
Yeah.
And
Probably
we don't appreciate it. We do. Amongst the best in the world. I would never say best in the world because I think Thailand has a fabulous street food culture. Delhi, Bombay have a fabulous street food culture. Madras mein street food ka utra culture nahi hai. Kolkata fabulous.
Kolkata does have good food. I'm going to give it. Yeah.
Singapore. So Singapore is another city where you have fabulous street food culture.
That's true. I do think Delhi edges most cities just slightly in terms of food because वहाँ इतना variety मिलती है food की.
Variety मिलता है.
Variety का वो है. सबसे बड़ी बात ये कि खाना तो बहुत जगह अच्छा मिल जाता है. Variety सबसे बड़ी कहाँ मिलती है. And I think Delhi just edges a lot of other cities in variety.
Yeah.
But in any case, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Today's podcast was fun because we talked about Bollywood, we talked about Tatti, we talked about toothpaste out of the butt, and we also talked about food right afterwards. So I hope you've had a roller coaster of emotions in this entire podcast. This is what we do here. This is why, in my opinion, this is one of the most unique podcasts that you would ever listen to on YouTube.
Whatever this podcast achieves, hope you achieve very good bowel motion watching.
Yes, exactly. रात में ये पॉडकास्ट देख के जब आपका सामान निकलेगा तो होपफुली अच्छा निकले. So thanks very much for joining us. Make sure that if you think that this podcast is as unique in the Indian YouTube landscape as we believe that it is, then make sure to support the show. You can become a patron of the show. You can go to patreon.com/SSS Global. Go support the World Nimbu Order and help us continue to be unique and help us continue to be able to speak our minds about Bollywood, about politicians, about food, and about bowel movements. So thanks again for watching us. We will see you next week. Until then, stay happy, stay healthy. Thank you for being here. And आप सबको टाटा बाय बाय एंड गणेश चतुर्थी की बहुत बहुत